And now, Raul, I'd like to talk to you about, India as a whole and more about the sport and of how cycling is growing in India. And so are there some locations that are more enthusiastic than other locations? Like, for example, is it just big cities, or do you find that there's cyclists in other country areas, or is there a specific location where cycling works?
Right, right. So as a sport, uh, Indian cycling is picking up very well, and there has been a significant increase. Like you already mentioned in the beginning that
Yeah.
people getting into competitive cycling, people getting into cycling has significant increase, and it won't be wrong to say that still, at least in India, cycling is still a little expensive sport. Buying a good bike, buying cycling gears, buying the
Expensive
right
everywhere.
equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still expensive in the country. So owing to that, it is majorly present in the big cities. And when we talk about big cities, cycling uh, has been majorly evolving in the south part of India. So Bangalore, Pune, they are more like cycling hubs, and they have been like that since a long time. Other cities are for sure picking up. Delhi has been pretty good in the last few years, and then we also have other states which are picking up. So overall, the growth has been good, and I think most of the guys have now been picking up the sport well. We have various clubs in cities, various different groups who are there across the country who are picking up, and then obviously Facebook and Instagram helps you to connect to all of them to see what is happening in different parts of the country.
Okay. So does weather play a part in it? Like, some cities got better weather for cycling, and some areas, like it's raining or it's terrible all the time. Do you have those sort of separate weather
Uh,
events in India, or is it
so
pretty much the same?
so India has a very diverse weather portfolio, right? Sometimes in some of the cities it's raining, in some of the cities it's flooding, some of the cities it's very hot, some are very cold. But you know if people have to ride, they ride. So irrespective of whether it's raining, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, people ride. So
So,
India by nature is not a very cold country. So people do not have any major issues riding, except say in the month of December, wherein people don't ride much, at least in the
wet
north.
season.
But in but
It's wet season, is
but
it?
in the south, people ride all the time.
Oh,
So
right. Okay.
December is basically winters for us in the north part of the country. Otherwise, it's all cool everywhere. So people ride
It's
whenever they
comfortable.
can, wherever they can,
Okay.
as much as they can.
I just thought, yeah, okay. Well, that's great. I just thought maybe there'd be some sort of significance there, but it's just you just go out and battle with it all the time. So that's fantastic. Okay. All right. So we move on to segment 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the? I'm just trying to understand your terminology that you used before. You use endurist before, right? And
Right.
brevets. What are the difference between endurist and brevets?
Uh, uh, so endure. So we basically call it endurance, right? So endure and then IT. So we basically call it endurance, and brevets is basically BRMs, which is conducted by Audex India. That is a different entity altogether, and
Okay.
we basically do the endurance rides under the series called Endurate, which are basically performance-driven endurance rides. Now, when we talk about Endurate, we basically put a timeline to whatever rides people are doing, and we point
Okay.
assign points to their completion time. So if somebody is doing a 100 kilometer or a 200 kilometer ride, we tell them if you do in X number of hours, we will give you say 100 points.
Okay.
Or if you do in Y number of hours, we will give you 200 points. Now,
Right.
what helps them is that they get encouraged to finish faster. So we believe that that everything should be driven by performance. And
Yes,
if you are doing an endurance ride, a long distance ride, and if you are finishing faster, that means that you're actually building your endurance over time. It won't happen in one ride, but it will be built over time.
that's
And
correct.
all
Like you're
these
building
points,
fitness. Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. And all these points can be used at the end of the season to get some rewards from our website or from our partner websites.
Okay.
So it's a way to encourage people to pick up cycling as a sport much more seriously than than the casual rides or fun rides they do.
Okay. Because we all
And
know
that
that
is what this
biking gear
endurance is all
costs a
about.
lot.
Sorry.
Yeah. We all know that biking gear costs a lot, and whether it be mechanical parts or upgrades, or whether it be
See,
clothing, it's always
biking gear is expensive, and mechanics are also available. But then obviously, there is cost involved in that.
yeah, for sure.
So, so, so yes, it's all expensive right now. And I think as and when more and more people take up the sport, more and more shops open, more and more ecosystem gets developed, it will become easier for everybody to sail across.
All right.
Here at Perfuro, we design our cycling wear from the patterns to the artwork. We look to proven areas such as Europe and Japan to procure our quality materials. We seek out qualified manufacturers and see for ourselves how they operate and what expertise they can bring to the table. We do this so we can produce the best cycling garments on the market. Perfuro's designs take inspiration from Mother Nature, the greatest force we know, so you can absorb and feel it inspire and give you the strength to achieve anything. With Perfuro gear, you are the primo cyclist in the peloton.